When I was a child, I used to spend the summer holiday at my grandparents' house in a village by the sea. In those days, some 30 years ago, there were no tourists, and this was a quiet fishing village. In the afternoons, the fishermen used to sit outside their small, white house made in their nets. As we went by, they would smile and greet us, and if I was with my grandfather, we would stop and talk, and they would tell stories of the difficulties they had faced in the storms that are common on that part of the coast in the autumn. When I grew up, I no longer went to the village for my holidays, but we still visited my grandparents from time to time until they both died. And then my father sold the house. Some years later, however, just after I got married, I took my husband to see the village where I had been so happy as a child. I noticed then that everything was already changing. The long stretch of the beach that ran from the village to my grandparents' house had been almost deserted 15 years before, but now there were several hundred people there every day, most of them from two big hotels that had been built for the tourists. When I was a child, the only entertainment was a cinema that opened twice a week at weekends. Once, when I went with my grandfather for an afternoon showing, there were only 5 people in the queue, and the owner came out, counted us, said, "Not enough," and shut the door in our face. But now there were already 4 or 5 bars and a disco. The fields have disappeared. In their place they are building a series of apartment blocks with swimming pools and tennis courts, and they are going to build 2 supermarkets and an amusement park. There were no fishermen outside their houses in the main street any more, but I saw the daughter of one of them, a girl I had played with as a child. She was standing in the doorway of her shop, encouraging tourists to come in and buy souvenirs. No doubt, she and her family will be richer than their grandparents, but I'm sorry that the village I knew has gone forever.